This is an AWA Collective production.
You're listening to the All-In Wellness Approach podcast.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Aubrey.
We're the bridge between knowing better
and actually doing better.
From empowering information
to real-life practical application.
This is your wellness, your life. So just one question.
Are you ready to go all in? Welcome to the first episode of hopefully many. This is the All-In Wellness Approach podcast.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Aubrey.
And we are your hosts. We are not the only people part of this podcast. There are many awesome people behind the scenes, but we will be the ones kind of front facing. So good to meet you.
I kind of want to talk about the mission behind the mic, the why and the welcome.
We landed on the All-In Wellness Approach. So AIWA. We started the AWA Collective, which is where you'll be able to go and find any resources surrounding this podcast. And Aubrey is my best friend. So if you want to kind of talk about how we met and kind of go to our infancy as to what started our relationship before AWA was ever even a thought.
Both Michiganders at heart. We met at Eastern Michigan University. We're both on the cheerleading squad back then, big into fitness and athleticism. Both of our careers and our degrees took us in separate places professionally, but we always supported each other in the entire process in all of our endeavors. I am not in wellness initially. I'm in aviation. I have my own company. It's Aubrey Air. And I provide professional pilot services, aircraft management, and then a little hot air ballooning action on the weekends. Because I travel, I ended up in East Texas.
I'm a certified personal trainer. I studied sports medicine, athletic training for my undergrad, exercise physiology, and now I am a business owner of a gym here in Central Texas. A lot in between that resume, but the main piece is that's kind of where I sit. And as a friend, you always want to see the people around you be the healthiest, happiest version of themselves.
The wellness industry right now is so loud, especially since 2020 and social media blew up and influencing blew up and all of these things. There's so much information that it's task saturated overload of try this, not that, do this, not that, eat this, not that.
And it's ever changing. It's shifting sand, and it's hard for people to know what to grab onto. So they grab onto the latest, and there's no consistency to it. How do you, when this isn't what you do for a living and you haven't studied it, know what is right for you? And you get in that fatigue of that try and fail, only go halfway. Most of the clients that come to me feel so frustrated and exhausted and just want to throw their hands up in the air and say it's not worth it, but it's totally worth it when you have small, tactical, sustainable changes that you can go all in on. So that's kind of what our basis is that throughout every podcast, we want you to be able to take some sort of nugget that you can immediately apply that doesn't seem overwhelming and that allows you to slowly start making a change to your life, but in a way that seems bite-sized. You can take that one piece, add it to your routine tomorrow, and be able to sustain and just get that one small win. There's all of the podcasters or people out there that are going to tell you to, do the suck it up buttercup thing. And you're going to hear that a little bit from us, but mostly the fact that that is part of your life. You still have to have your job. If you've got children, you still have to take care of those children. So how do you find a way to do it all in a way that doesn't make you feel weighed down and that doesn't make you feel defeated and is sustainable? Every piece that you bring into your life as a habit should be something that does not feel arduous. Maybe it does for the first little bit, but that's our goal, is to make these big concepts seem really, really small and attainable to add to your life, to sustain you, not just for like a hot girl summer, but for the rest of your life.
And what I get from that and what I've learned from Amanda and that I've implemented into my own life is that wellness is not a one size fits all. Our bodies are completely different. We're different makeups. We are different weights. We are different athletic builds. Everything is different between the two of us. We might have age and similarity.
Hair color
and similarity, maybe by choice, maybe not. I don't know.
This is God given.
We're both in male dominated fields. I'm around pilots all day, every day. 80% of the people that I interact with on the road are all men. Same thing with her and the athletics standpoint of it and who she trains and everything else at her gym.
Largest consumer of wellness products, though, is women. And technically, I think we're up to date on current statistics, is that females are 51% of the population. So we are actually the majority on this earth, but the majority of the studies that are done on health are done on men. So there's a lot of information out about men. So a lot of the things like fasting, those kind of things, we're going to try and bridge the gap to help you understand what is for men and what is actually for women. And it is very two different things because of those XY chromosomal changes and differences. There is different tactics that you have to take to your nutrition, to your supplementation, and to how and when you move your body.
To me, I look up to you so much because you are like the epitome of health. You fight and strive and are consistent, and you are so consistent over complacent. And you are, I look up to you. I am the stark opposite when it comes to daily living. I want comfort and I want to ease my exhaustion after coming home from a long day on the flight line, things like that. I am the everyday. I've learned from you how to actually implement and call myself part of the wellness industry.
How I see you in this piece is what's really hard for any wellness professional is that people think we're already perfect and that all of this stuff is innately just in us. And I just like get up inhaling protein and loving every second of it. Right. I think that's hard to break that barrier for people to understand we're human too. This is my profession. So it's easy for me to apply this stuff because I've figured out the time and it's part of what I do. And my job is very active. So I get to kind of work out while I'm working. Where for yours, you're sitting in a cockpit, which is super cool. You can bridge the gap a little bit from, I know when I speak, people probably think, oh, it's so easy for her. How am I going to do that? Where you can say, no, I'm someone who has been able to apply these things to my life and seen the change. And when we have experts on as well, then you're going to be able to ask questions that I may not want to ask, right? My questions are going to be different than her questions. And so we're going to be able to hit it from both sides, from the nerdy science side and from the
true consumer side.
Yes.
And let me add to that too. Like, yes, we're talking a lot of like the physical, athletic, and nutritional things, but I think also where my strength is mental wellness. Physical, spiritual, all of it is going to be on this show in some capacity. I want to bring on experts about EMDR and parts work. I want to talk about supplements to help brain function. There's really, really hard work that you have to do in order to get yourself mentally prepared to take the next step into the physical realm. And I had to work on that for years in order to stop the mental burnout and stop psyching myself out and stop throwing my hands up and falling off the bandwagon. And
how to do it all, right?
Yeah.
When you're flying here, there, and everywhere, and then you have to come home and also be a wife and a fur baby mom, do all the things that encompass that. Then also make sure that not just physical health, but mental health is a big component of it. The weight of how many things we have to do in a day, actually taking care of yourself is a big part of it as well.
That is the whole 100% purpose of this podcast, is to go all in on yourself, on your own wellness, your journey. You take the bits and pieces of the tactical knowledge we'll bring you. We will also give you the tools to practically apply it into your life if it's for you. So you will find a little bit of everything on this show. I
think too, another driving force for us is you go to a conference or you hear a seminar and you get all of the knowledge and you feel so jazzed. You're excited that, okay, I've got all this new knowledge. I'm ready to make all of this change. But then as soon as you leave the conference, you're like, okay, what now? What's the very first step that I need to do? That seems like such a big thing. Like I'm jazzed and I'm excited and I have all this energy, but I don't know which direction to move now that I've left that. We do not want you to feel like you leave this podcast without being able to know what the next right step is to be able to bridge from what we've said and how awesome you feel or how empowered you feel because of the information that you've heard. And we want you to be able to have steps to take immediate action to go all in on that one thing to apply to your life to start slowly making change.
I want us to be like everyone's wellness wing women.
Wellness wing woman.
One part best friend, one part coach. Yeah, wellness wing woman. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's work on quality over quantity.
So you can expect episodes from us to be once a month. Why? For several reasons. One, because we want quality episodes. We don't just want to put out a bunch of fluff. This episode is probably the fluffiest it'll get, which is just us talking about our why, which is hard for us because we don't want this podcast to necessarily be about us. We want it to be about the guests that we bring on that give you really meaty information. Also, because we also do run other businesses. And so a sustainable way for us to be able to do something that we've dreamed of, but that doesn't crush us and burn out. You apply that same tactic to whatever your goal is. So if your goal is starting a podcast with your best friend or getting into a new fitness routine or saving money or starting any other sort of business, you have to maintain what you're currently doing. You still have to pay your bills. You still have to take care of your own health and fitness and not just, we call it the burn the ships, right? Which sounds really, really cool and like poetic, but you can't just burn the ships. You still got to figure out how to sustain what you're doing. We may think a topic is relevant because it's relevant for us, but if there's a topic that the community, the AWA Collective would like to hear, the all-in wellness approach is not just about us. It starts there because that's our nuggets of information to give you, but we want you to help shape this community and what we talk about, the guests that we bring on, the questions that we maybe even ask those guests. So we want you to be a part of it.
100%. We have so much more work to do. We have so much more work to do.
Giddy up.
I know. I think we wanted to end each episode with the question of what are you currently going all in on? And for me right now, I have a daily journal. There's a specific way for the past, 2 or 3 years I've been journaling, and it's a productivity journal. It takes me 10 minutes every morning. It's what I do while I'm having my coffee or my coffee's brewing. And it goes over self-care. There's a section for mindful gratitude, a section for personal reflections, and then a get done list. It kind of organizes my day. So I know what I can do and what I can tackle. But my favorite one is this new question at the end of it. And it's one of my favorite questions. And I giggle because I just somehow envision myself as a little old lady. But it's, what would 95-year-old me say about how I lived my life yesterday? She's been pretty sassy. I'm a sassy old lady in my head.
I don't think there's any other way to be.
I know, right? She, she'll be like, oh, good, you got your protein in and you worked out, or good job, you avoided that storm in your, during your flight. But then there's some days where she's like, did you really need the third cake bowl? What I'm all in on right now is my daily productivity journal. And I think that's something I would love to share with everybody. It's helped me tremendously, stay on track for the day and allow me to be forgiving of myself if I don't get to everything right. Roll it over to the next daily journal.
Yeah. I think everyone knows the to-do list, but the to-do list doesn't have those emotional pieces, those wellness pieces, right? That daily reflection, self-care pieces. We all know to brush our teeth, right? But sometimes when you're adding a new thing into your life, you have to make it where it's like an appointment with yourself.
Yeah. And then will eventually become the non-negotiable with yourself that I don't do step 1 journal in my day. It's just, I have to journal. It's now become an everyday thing. So I'm going to flip the question back to you. What are you currently all in on right now?
I am currently all in on probably way too many things. I'm training for high rocks. So for me, it's fueling myself properly, getting my workouts in, and recovery, which is a lot of things. But so I guess if I had to pick one thing, it's high rocks prep.
Okay. What is high rocks?
High Rocks is a fitness competition. I don't want to speak for them, but is a competition with 8 fitness challenges and a 1K run in between each one of those fitness challenges. So you can either compete in it as an individual, as a pair, or as a relay. And my husband, John, and I are competing as a mixed double. So going all in on making sure workouts get done, that we fuel properly for it, and that we recover and take care of our bodies.
My favorite thing in the morning when I'm ready to get on social media, I'll look at your stories and you're like, this morning we got up and I don't want to be up right now, but we have to train at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Because I've got clients super early most days of the week. So there's only a couple days of the week where I do not have to be up at 4 a.m. But training now,
Why?
Why am I up at 4 a.m.? Because it's a non-negotiable. I have a goal with my partner that we want to do. And I know that if I don't get it done, then the day goes on too long and life fills your day for you sometimes. So just making sure that we're getting those in. I think that's a nugget for everyone, is that you have to keep that promise to yourself, whatever it is you're going all in on. If you make an appointment, you go to it. So making things an appointment for yourself is the way that no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, because you're not always going to be motivated, but it's teaching you to be disciplined and to show up for yourself. So that journal is a way to organize you. That's a non-negotiable to show up for yourself. Setting my workout times are a way that it's like, no, I have to show up for that because that's showing up for me. And teaching yourself to be disciplined for you teaches you to trust yourself, because you know that your friends can trust you, but we're all very willing to disappoint ourselves and to not show up for ourselves and to not do the things that we know that are needed for us to be best. So I think the journal is great. I think fitness appointments are great. I think figuring out a way that you can get those things in and show up for yourself is the most important thing, no matter what nugget that we're going to give you in this All in Wellness Approach podcast.
Let us be your accountability buddies. We're going to be on YouTube if you want to visually watch us, which I don't know who wants to watch us. We'll be on Spotify,
Apple.
Okay.
Yep.
And we've got a website, awacollective.com. That's AIWA collective.com. And so AWA Collectives are umbrella. And then the All in Wellness Approach is this podcast. And then, our social media is at AWA Collective, AIWA Collective.
On Instagram.
I think we did.
Do we have a TikTok?
We have a TikTok. There's nothing on our socials right now. We are babies at this. And that's what's so fun, is you get to be a part of the beginnings of whatever this is going to become.
The time this goes live, there will be things on that.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the plan. We've got Sarah behind the scenes here. You haven't even seen her yet.
We're eventually going to try and get her on the podcast. Yes. So let's just get a AWA Collective community rally to see Sarah. She looks like Natalie Portman.
Oh, you do. You do look like Natalie Portman. She's beautiful, y'all. She is so beautiful. I want our relationship, our friendship to emulate into the AWA community.
We're going to challenge you to be empowered. The bridge between knowing better and doing better. A lot of us know better, but how many of us actually do better? And having a friend that forces you to have to do better, whether they know it or not, whether it's obvious or not, hopefully we can be that piece that inspires you, empowers you, and helps you to actually do the thing that you want to do.
And one little fun Easter egg is we are not always going to shoot in the same locations.
Where are we today?
We're Rivery Coffee and Bagels in, where's this?
Georgetown, Texas.
We're in Georgetown, but is there a district name?
The Rivery.
The Rivery district?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rivery Coffee has been
bagels.
So kind to let us shoot our very first episode.
They were eventually going to film in an airplane hangar. So hang around for that one.
The big thing that will help us is, as everybody says, and my husband, who's also here watching, don't forget to like and subscribe to the episode.
Where else can you find us? You said Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify.
AWAcollective.com again.
And if there's something that you feel like there's missing in the space, please let us know, and we will try our best to try to provide, whether that's a guest, a voice, a product, a solution. We're not saying that we have all the answers, but we definitely have a collective of professionals in our Rolodex we can call to bring on to speak to that.
Yeah.
If we don't have the solution, we're definitely going to have someone on who does.
I invite you to come all in with us with the AWA Collective.
If you're ready to go all in, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you, guys.
Side effects of listening to this podcast may include spontaneous personal breakthroughs, increased confidence to do hard things, and occasional uncontrollable inspiration. If these symptoms persist, congratulations, you're officially all in. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, or substitute professional advice or medical guidance. Always consult your physician, therapist, or qualified provider before making changes to your wellness, nutrition, fitness, or mental health routines. Thank you for joining us on the All In Wellness Approach. For more information on the AWA Collective, upcoming episodes, or to connect with our community, visit awcollective.com or follow us on socials. That's AIWA collective.com. See you next time.